4, 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, welcome everyone to the DreamHack stream marathon. But I'm sitting at home playing this game. I hope you had an enjoyable marathon so far. This is called I Wanna Find My Destiny, which is a 2D platformer, which is pretty difficult, but I hope I can destroy this game for my own sake. And the controls are pretty basic. You can double jump, you can shoot, and that's about it from the standard mechanics. Stuff like jump control plays a huge role throughout the run, so you can do like really high jumps or really low jumps. Also, I should be taking these saves, because this is a marathon. I technically shouldn't die, but you know. So this is a tutorial, just basic platforming. Stuff happens overall pretty easy. And the thing about I Wanna Be the Guy fan games, which is some of you probably heard of I Wanna Be the Guy, the really tricky 2D platformer with a lot of traps and such. Well, that came out in like 2008 or something, and it basically spawned a genre on its own, called I Wanna Be the Guy fan games, or just fan games for short. And this is one of the more polished ones. There are a lot of bad fan games. There are like 3,000 or 4,000 of these games. Most of them are trash, but this is a very good game. Alright, on to stage 1 we go. The stages are very heavily themed. This one is like this factory feel with flamethrowers and conveyor belts and whatnot. There's a skip here. If you do that, you can just do that diagonal there. It's pretty time independent because the spinning actually changes the hitbox of the things. But with the reload, we always have the good timing. I reload here to get this cycle. Damn it, that didn't work. Yeah, this is probably one of the harder stages in the game actually, because of all the cycles you want to catch. This is like very much cycle based. Cycles to catch everywhere. The estimate for this run is 1 hour 30, which I will hopefully go under. Should go under. There's not that much that can go wrong. The bosses are pretty easy once you get used to them, but the platforming can get me stuck here and there. My PB and the record of this game is 1:14:10, which I set like 4 hours ago. So one could think I'm in shape, but it's like it's a very hard game to be consistent at. These games are notorious for being difficult. Another I Wanna Be the Guy fan game you probably know is I Wanna Be the Boshi. It's probably the most well-known Guy fan game by now. But yeah, here we have the conveyor belts. You either want to run on them a lot or jump to avoid getting pushed back, because you want to go really fast. These blue things over there that I'm collecting now are jump replenishers. If you don't have a jump ready and collect one of them, you get jump back. And if you walk off a ledge, you only have 1 jump. Just like basic jumping is 2 jumps, but walking off a ledge and jumping, you only have 1 jump. This is going pretty well so far. There's a lot of kinda tricky things. And then the thing coming up there, the platform, is probably the hardest part of the stage because of what you have to do. If you are touching the platform and press jump, you basically jump back on top of it. So you had to use there to make that. If you want to know more about these fan games and what they are and how many different kinds there are, there's this website called fangame.es, so fan games day basically. If you go to their fangames/intro, there's a pretty nice page that explains a bunch of stuff, and there are links to a couple of really good games, also beginner-friendly games. We have a pretty big community on Twitch. We have a Twitch team with like 80 people in it or something that just focus on playing these games all day. There are people that have beat like 2,000 of these games. So there's a huge variety of stuff you can do in these games, and they are very easy to make. So Even you could make your own game in like a day and upload it to the wiki, and everyone gets mad because it's probably not that good. But if you end up making a good game, like this guy, the guy that made this is actually the very first game he made, and it's exceptionally good. I don't know how he made it. I literally don't know how he made this game so good, considering it's his first one. But it actually is. That's not much to talk about this stage. But it's just basic platforming with some gimmicks thrown in. I'm gonna try to do a really, really difficult early cycle here. Should make it, yeah. That's like pretty precise because even if you touch that crusher thing from the side, it kills you. Because of logic. Alright, RNG. This game is not very RNG heavy, but this screen is... like, a couple of screens are RNG heavy, and this one is probably the worst. Can I please not die? RNG? Is that possible? Thank you. And stage 1 done, and now we go to the first boss. Called Lava Demon. Bosses are very pattern heavy in this game, luckily. But, like, every boss has at least one RNG attack. And it's kinda hard to learn. Also, the bosses have high frames, so you can't really just mash them down. You have to keep a steady mashing rate for 3 HP. It's like insanely good. It would be nice to kill him before this, but no one has ever done that before. I guess I'm on a good way. Oh yeah, that was Lava Demon. Usually the bosses are a little bit longer before they loop, but we just kill them. Dude, gold. Sick. On to stage 2, with the gimmick being electricity and jump replenishers and boosters. I don't like this stage particularly much, but it's not that bad. It's pretty difficult. The worst part is that you see these electric fences jiggling around. It actually changes the hitbox, and it's very, very annoying. Like, you can fall straight down something and just randomly die at some point. So yeah, jump replenishers are used quite a bit here. Gotta go fast here so the spike doesn't kill me. This screen is pretty famous for getting people stuck on their first playthrough because of the next save. You have to, like, grab the replenisher while jumping through it so you can get over this while having a jump ready. So you can just have an easier time getting up. You can do it the other way, where you catch the second row of replenishers while falling down, but it's super precise. That's why people tend to get stuck there. I don't like that use of jump replenishers in particular. It is what it is. And it's only this stage that uses them in a terrible way. Once again, a really long jump replenisher section. This game has quite a few very long saves, so just making a mistake close to the end is devastating for your time. So here's the boosters. They push you up or push you to the left or the right. If you jump, you cancel your upwards momentum there, and if you move in a direction, you can cancel your sideways momentum. That's why the game tells you to not move on the first one. This boss is this game is mostly platforming based. There's like 6 minutes of platforming average, and then like 30 seconds of a boss or something. It's pretty hard to fill the gap in commentary, especially because I really have to focus to not screw up. It's very easy to just get sidetracked. On this screen I only have 7 jumps before I get killed, so I can't do any mistakes. As soon as I jump by like once more, I die before I get to the end. Like, it puzzles me. The gimmick is pretty cool, but it's only used once for some reason. I wish it was used more because it's probably the best gimmick in this. Once again, jump replenisher part, but this time combined with boosters. You actually have to cancel your momentum there to do it properly. And as you guessed it, more electric fences and more jump replenishers. In a casual playthrough, this is just mostly trial and error, realizing when to go. That was a pretty neat death. Ooh, nice. You're getting really far. Before anyone asks, no, there's never been a deathless playthrough of this. There hasn't even been a deathless playthrough of 2 stages in a row ever, I think. The best death count I ever got so far was 75. So we are still quite a way. Once again, moving spikes. And this last jump is kinda annoying. Because the electric fence is like 1 block, 32 pixels above the above the floor. So just jumping a tiny bit too high already kills you. This screen has a nice meme and a nice trap that everyone falls for in the first playthrough. You also you think you just stay there, but thanks Frankenstein, much appreciated. That's a good meme. This is the second to last save. Third to last save. This stage. The stages are, as I said, very long. And now, look at this. Mom, get the camera. No hands. No hands. Except here. Now, no hands again. And the last screen. Once again, really bad use of jumping finishers, but it's fine. Boss 2, Boost Core. A very, like, super pattern-heavy boss, which is kinda hard to optimize damage-wise. From this attack coming up here, this is the only RNG in this boss. It can be pretty bad, but I got good damage. This boss is just knowing where to go. Kinda hard to follow through where to go while you are playing, like when you casual playthrough, but as a speedrunner I know pretty much everything. And this thing targets you every time, so there's a certain strat I do to make sure I can shoot the boss without dying. This is going pretty well so far, much better than I expected. Now for the Star Wars stage. Not really, but I can't think of anything but laser swords, lightsabers when I see this. Also, the stage is obnoxious. Fake floor here. Because trolls are funny, always. The game isn't that heavy on trolls, but there are like a couple really annoying ones here and there. This stage revolves around reloading to get cycles and hopefully not die, trying to actually make them work. I probably make this look kinda easy so far, but believe me, it's not. It's actually... I don't recommend this as a first fan game for someone. It's a bit too hard for that. It's not... You can beat it if it's your first fan game, but prepare to get stuck on some places. Most likely the bosses, but you know. This screen is RNG. I just jumped into that. Let's see how RNG treats me. I'm not platforming particularly well. Kinda my fault, I'm not getting anywhere. This... Another thing about this game, it's this stage in particular, I think the spike sprites are a little bit messed up, so you sometimes die without even visually touching it. This screen, the laser shoots every now and then. It's pretty easy if you know what you're doing. It's probably harder if you go slow. Just follow your strategy and you'll be fine. And this is like one of the most fun streams in the game. Nice little puzzle. When I was running this, when I started running this, I always had a cheat sheet open on my second screen. So in case I get lost, I know what to do. But by now I perfectly have it memorized, luckily. Yeah, if you want to get into fan games, also don't play Boshi first. But that's a different topic. Boshi is also cool. Boshi and this are like similarly hard, but in different ways. And Boshi's engine doesn't get you used to fan games at all. It's completely different. Alright, this save is pretty hard. Doing this jump while landing on the other side can be tricky. Of course I first try it as soon as I say it's difficult. And this save used to give me so much trouble. It's very, very obscure how you are supposed to do that. My first playthrough probably took me like was probably one of the longest saves. But it's like really obscure how exactly you are supposed to do that. Nice. First try. This guy must be German. You would be right. I am German. Most people can tell because of how I talk. So yeah, this game is very, very, very visually appealing in my opinion. It's probably one of the most visually pleasing ones. It just goes together really well. And I like do that jump. Dying to this is not good. This is like standard platforming. I died to the exact same thing 3 times. So yeah. Reminder that this game is actually difficult. But not this difficult. A big problem for me when running this game is tilting. I tilt very easily, and when I tilt I play absolutely horrendous. Nice RNG. I like how that orb just got stuck there. And now it killed me right before it disappeared. Please. What is going on? Alright. Of course. I'm getting horrible RNG on these things. I could play it a little bit slower and make it for sure, but that would be boring. Maybe I have to wait again. Alright. The other side is pretty easy, you just don't do that. You do this. You just fall straight down. I missed that save. And what am I doing now? Okay. You should be good. I got a little bit confused. Because I messed up my movement. It's very easy to get messed up here in this game. Like, your muscle memory is so set in stone that if you end up making a single mistake, it's pretty hard to come back from it. We're almost at the end of this world. Luckily. Not before we have another mirror puzzle, and this one is a little bit more complex. But still, not terribly hard once you know how to do it. Don't blink or you might miss what I'm doing. Was pretty fast, Yeah. I basically just know which ones to shoot. I have like an order set in my head that does do that every time. And we are done with the stage. On to the most boring boss in the game in my opinion. It takes forever until you can shoot this boss. The thing about this boss is, you can force cycle him. You need to deal 25 damage average per cycle to force cycle. And as far as I'm aware, I'm the only person who has ever done it. I'm gonna try to do it. You have to place like pretty greedy to make it. I'm gonna try it. If I die, I'm gonna play it more safe. Wow, 27 on the first cycle. That's like the first time I ever got that much. 5? Yes, this is super good already. Probably gonna get it. Yeah, 22 is pretty much free. It's one of the only bosses that doesn't have any RNG in the speedrun. Nice. That's good. As I said, this is a very unlikely quick kill to get. If you don't get that, you have to do like a little bit of more dodging, which costs like 10 seconds. That was good. Another gold. My boss damage seems to be on point today. Just nice. Now for the ice stage. The ice physics in this game are absolutely terrible. Like, super ultra bad. If you stand on a block, and even if you press left or right for 1 frame, you're gonna slide extremely far. You're gonna slide like 30 pixels or something just by pressing left or right for 1 frame on these. So you're not really gonna see me set up jumps, because it's pretty much impossible to set up jumps with these physics. I'm just gonna go fast. The good thing is that you can save while still moving, because you're sliding. Which is kinda good for a couple parts here and there. Also, traps. Floor that falls away, the standard. Something to note that I didn't ever really notice until someone told me while I was speedrunning. The background moves if you move. I never realized. It's like, if you're playing this game, you don't really pay attention to that. That was a nice death. I pressed jump like a frame or something before I landed, so I didn't get another attack, so I couldn't jump. Low. This is like one of the easiest saves. I don't know why I'm struggling. On this part you just stand here and do jumps. Well, thank you that I'm so good at this. I would like to be a little bit better, but I'm doing what I can. And more traps. I'm kind of trying to read chat a little bit here and there, but this game is very focus heavy. I'm gonna do a skip here, which is like playing perfect re-jump or something. There we go. Usually you have to go all the way around, which, while dodging the snowballs, takes quite a while. But it's like a very, very precise re-jump. Snowman, you just kill him. Apparently they look cute when they are sleeping. Too bad I have to murder them. This part is pretty difficult, like... Oh god. Something about these platforms when they fall, they pull you down really, really fast. Like, super fast. That's why I keep jumping instead of moving with them. Actually, that's kinda hard to get. Or snowmans. This stage is probably the easiest stage on the playthrough. It's kinda hard in the speedrun because of all the skips. And ice physics not really allowing for any thatch setups. On this part you just full jump to the right from the save. It's like a completely free skip. Alright. We're getting to the end of the world, but not before one more really funny thing happens. It's probably killing everyone on their first playthrough as well. Random mammoth. Lovely. Has one more really precise skip coming up here. That is not it. That's a gate jump. Dying to gate jumps is a reality for literally everyone. Instead of going up here, I go down here to that long diagonal. And that skips like half a screen. And we're at the end. And what boss at the end of an ice stage then? An ice dragon. This is a one of the hardest bosses to have optimal damage on because of this part. You have to damage him while dodging stuff here, which is like the hardest part. That's very good damage. That's going to be a very good kill. But yeah, killing bosses is a lot about knowing when you can shoot them, how much you can shoot them. This is one of the best bosses. It was probably my favorite one of my partial playthrough. In the speedrun I don't like it particularly much because it's pretty chokeable. Also, very long avoidance part of icicles. This is literally tried and error. It's very, very, very hard to do this without dying. You basically have to know where you have to be, what you have to do to dodge it properly. 1 HP. Damn it. There we go. Good kill. That's like one of the best kills you can get. You lose a couple of seconds when he goes off screen again, because it takes a while for him to come back. Stage 5. This is ridiculously hard. This is probably the hardest stage in the game for me. Not the most annoying one anymore. It used to be the most annoying one, because I was terrible at it. Also Lion King music, get hype. This stage has a lot of very unnecessarily precise jumps. These vines at the you can, if you touch them, you can jump off them and get like 2 more jumps. That's the main gimmick of this stage. Nice, that's one of the hardest stages done first try. There's like 3 really difficult stages in this stage, and that was one of them. So far so good. A little skip here, instead of going to the left for the vine, we just jump to the right. This game doesn't have a lot of speed tech. The main speed tech is not dying. Not dying is what gets you a good time in this game. Alright, this upcoming save, this is ridiculously difficult. I first tried it like 3 times in a row today. Wow, I did it again. That jump is super precise. One of, like, probably top 3 most precise jumps in the entire game. And of course I would first try it. I always first try stuff I call difficult, so... Rip my credibility. Fun fact, the water that pushes you around, like from the waterfalls, it's actually just a conveyor belt. That's how it's coded. Doesn't really look like it, but it's basically just a conveyor belt. Another gimmick is these grass blocks you shoot. And that's another thing coming up soon. And these are like the horizontal vines that you can climb up. Ow. I don't remember the save being this hard. Right. Good. And the platforming in the stage is pretty interesting, but it's obnoxiously difficult, in my opinion. Some parts, at least. And the end of this stage is really bad. You have this screen transition drop, and you have... It's pretty precise to start holding left there. Because it's a screen transition, you can't see shit. Come on, okay. And now upcoming, probably the last difficult save in this stage. As a shortcut, that is actually easier than the normal way, in my opinion. Like, you're supposed to climb up there and do that, like, here, let's do this. And it's, in my opinion, it's much easier. Luckily. What if conveyor belts are actually water streams? Good point. I think I have to reconsider my opinions and viewpoints of everything in my life right now. So I hope people are enjoying the run. I'm not doing a very good job of commentating, but I really have to focus. As I say that, I do probably the dumbest mistake I've done all run. Alright, here we go. Time for some more platforming RNG here. places where the logs spawn is random, and they block your shots, so it can sometimes be really annoying. Alright, that was good. Another shortcut here. That's probably easier than doing it the normal way. I don't know if he intended for all these shortcuts, but if he did, he's a genius. And a pretty cool guy, because it actually makes stuff easier. And we're at the end of the stage. That was not terrible. That was actually pretty good. I like that. Now for the plant boss. I can never remember the name of this boss, so I just call it Plant. Which speaks for itself. As usual, a lot of pattern. The beginning attack where it just pukes out bones is random. I was lucky to not die. Usually it's like a death or so. Also, this boss has the best music in the game. In my opinion. Alright, good damage. On this part, this thing chases you. So we don't just want to waste time. Get it to make that not hit us. I almost hit me when I went up too early. And it's dead. I know the name is written at the top, but I can never remember it anyway. Giant Tyrant Triffid. There we go. That was a first try, that's pretty good. I hate this boss. I lost a really good run to that boss earlier because of Ultra Greed. I'm so greedy when it comes to boss damage that I just die. Random fact, these small fishes kill you. Small fish kill you. The dolphins don't. Even though the boss of the stage is a dolphin. Jeez, I wonder if anyone can guess who the boss is now. A very famous video game dolphin. Riddle me that, chat. This is the water stage that pretty much every good adventure game has to have. People don't like this stage for some reason. It's probably my favorite, actually. But the general consensus is that this stage is bad for some reason. The boss is just not Echo, though. That's another thing to it. A pretty famous swordfish. That weird monkey game. There's a skip here. I was supposed to go to the right, but conveniently you can just do this. And skip like half the screen. Which was found by a causal player. He actually thought that was the causal, like the intended way of doing the screen. And that just saves us like 20 seconds. Causal players are the best at finding skips and time saves. Whenever you are speedrunning a game and want to figure out some new time saves, just watch someone play the game casually. People always find the silliest stuff when they're playing, just like that. I have to focus on a little bit here. If I die on this screen, that's like a complete disaster. It's very hard to die, but as usual with these games and platforming in general in this game, one little loss of focus and can be done. And if I would die now, I would lose like a minute almost. I don't know why people dislike this stage, it's so good. Given that all the difficult parts are in the second half, which is coming up now. But still. That's like all the good gimmicks. Like the jet stream thing, now an eel. You can't be in the water when he's electrifying it, so you have to go fast. Maybe it's all an illusion. Appa. Shoutouts to Illusion. Also a speedrunner in this community. Who basically speedruns Boshi. He's a pretty cool guy. I had to make the joke, because I always make that joke. Also, I should have died at the end of the screen, because this is the easy screen of the eel screens. Alright, now for the difficult one. Yeah, if you literally have to go fast here, like, there's like not that much time to spare to get out of the water. You could go fast here and save a cycle, but it's super risky. Alright, and the next cool gimmick. Water going up and down. I really like this, even though it's really difficult. Like, the last part of this is super hard of the screen. You have to like use diagonals. Okay, first try, that's good. And another one of those. This one is a little bit easier. I think this is supposed to be harder, but there's a very easy trick, very easy setup here. You just hug this wall and jump straight up, and you make it. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be harder than the other one, but it isn't. Also remember that random mammoth from from stage 4? Now we have a random whale. I don't know what it is with stuff like randomly popping up, but it's apparently a thing in this game. And it's stage 6. Not done just yet. Nice death. Alright, now it's done. Now for the boss. Which is probably the boss most likely to kill you. This boss has the problem that damaging it is super reliant on RNG. Which is a big problem. If you have bad RNG, you either don't get damage or you die, or you get greedy. And the fish that spawn from the side here are random, from what I know. And you really want good damage on guard. Echo is not that important, but on guard is where you really want good damage, and 22 is not that good. 22 is actually pretty bad. My best is like 12 or something. Conceptually, this is a very, very good boss. Just very hard to not die. It probably has the most RNG of any boss in this game, thinking about it. Like, even the final boss has barely any RNG. That's Echo done. Now for the hardest part of the fight. The reason why you actually want good damage on guard is to kill him before this part. Because it's like the only part where you can die easily. Alright, good. I'm not good. Okay, we good. We good. All good. Did it. I haven't died to a boss yet, I think. That's weird. Bosses are usually what kill my runs. Alright. I don't even want to talk about this stage. I just don't want to. This is... I hate it. This is my new least favorite stage by far. This stage is jokingly called full jump stage because over half of the jumps are full jumps. And it's pretty annoying on your finger. It's super annoying. And the screens are actually difficult, like these clouds. We have like no time to start holding right there. Just not fun. Probably... Hello? Also the spike sprites are very, very weird. I'm not gonna talk that much because I really want to focus here. Okay, first strike 8 jump. The reason I actually want to focus is because this is PB pace still. And I would like to PB. And I can save like a minute on this split. Well, not anymore now because I already made too many mistakes, but in my PB I lost like a minute on the split. More bouncy clouds. Far so good. We're coming up to the difficult part of the stage in a second. Or the most memorable part of the stage. About this bird, he always targets you when he reaches a wall, and you just manipulate him. These screens with these elevators are very unforgiving. They're all really long. Kinda choky. Let's see. Also, they take really long. You always have to wait for stuff to go up and down. Right, looks good so far. Oh, I almost couldn't make that. Wowie. I never died to that jump. That is frustrating. That is super frustrating. I can't remember when I last died to that jump. There we go. One more screen of this. This is probably the easiest one. But still, this is the one I lost the most time on my PB by far. I just couldn't do it. Sometimes you just can't do stuff in this game. Alright. Screens where you have to go kinda fast. Because rocks destroy stuff. Alright. That's the end of the stage. We have to do a really long platforming segment here, which isn't that hard. The first jump is like almost frame perfect. You need to get in a really good position to make that. Alright. That was pretty good. Now Storm Elemental from Heroes of Might and Magic 2, I think. Also, don't do the strats I do on this boss. My strats are terrible. Much harder than they have to be. Yeah, take that advice and don't do what I do. If you ever play this game. The way I do these rocks is very, very bad. Like, super precise for no reason. I'm just lazy to learn anything new, so I never really change my strats. And he's dead. That's the quick kill. The fight goes on for much, much longer. Like, much longer. You don't kill him there. Luckily the quick kill's kinda free. This run is super good, by the way. You don't see it, but I see my splits. That's all I want to say. Shortcut here. Saves like a couple of seconds. Also, Phil Collins music. Damn it. The thing about fangers in general, the gravity, if you walk off it takes a while to get to your max falling speed. And if you land on a block it resets your falling speed. So I expected to land on the block there on my first attempt but didn't, so my gravity didn't really reset, so I couldn't really do what I had to do memory wise. Oh, this is going terribly. Oh, S-Frog. This is one of the most versatile stages in the game. I like these hidden spike screens, like obscure, it's hard to see stuff. As the frogs, there's spiders. There's hedgehogs, or porcupines, or whatever the F they are called. I don't know, I always call them hedgehogs because they look like hedgehogs. This job is kinda tricky. Okay. This screen used to be the bane of my existence. Let's hope I can do it quickly. God damn it! I died on the easy part. Come on. That's so bad. Pretty sure the run is turning bad now. Bible thump. Right. I hope you like the visuals of this game. Like, the visuals are the main reason you should play this. The gameplay is also pretty good causally. And it's not terribly hard, which is a huge bonus for fan games in general. These games are usually made to be difficult, at least most of them are difficult. This is a nice change of pace. It's pretty hard to get production value with good difficulty balance, but this game does it pretty well. Most games lack production value, or are just impossibly hard for humans. Almost didn't land on that. I should have that safe. I always forget how long this game is. I usually don't speedrun long games like this. I actually don't speedrun much in general, but my main speed game, Moshi, a little bit longer than 30 minutes. This is like 3 times as long. Alright, that's a pretty tricky jump. I'm pretty sure that it's not a nerfed sideways gate. It looks like a nerfed sideways gate, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Can I stop dying? Can I stop dying? Okay. I'm sorry. That's what we call tilting. That's what I do. Dang, my goldsmith's already done with the stage, so rip anytime safe. To be fair, this is a very unforgiving stage. The thing is that a lot of the saves in this stage in particular are very, very long. So dying on them is really, really bad. For example, this save. This is like a one save screen. And it's like with cycles and everything, so it's kinda slow. Okay. We are done with the stage. That was stage 8 out of 10, by the way. We are getting close to the end. This boss is notorious for taking a while in a portion playthrough. It's very hard to learn and actually really hard to execute. I hope you don't. I hope you're not afraid of spiders. Or spiders are in this boss. The soundtrack of this game is also super amazing. Probably one of my favorite soundtracks of any game. This part in particular is like pretty hard to learn. Kinda weird to learn what to do. I thought it's all super chokeable as well. And now for some RNG. The order these go in here is random, and it can be really bad. Alright. That was terrible. Died once. That was my first boss death. I guess that's acceptable. Still going good. Stage 9. The cave. It has one ridiculously hard jump, but isn't super difficult otherwise. The last jump of this screen is the hardest jump in the entire game, by far. I don't even know how it works. Sometimes I first try it, sometimes it takes like 10 attempts. That jump is stupidly precise. Come on, dudes. Come on! In practice, I first tried this earlier. Dude! Baby rage. That jump is so bad. Oh, this one is pretty much dead now. Because of that jump. And it's only that jump, it's nothing else. It's only that jump. I can't do it. It's impossible sometimes. I still got it sometimes impossible. I don't know. I don't know what to say. There we go. That just lost me like 45 seconds or something. As a skip on this save, that saves like 15 seconds. But it's a plain jump. It's a jump above me right now. You can jump through that without hitting the 2 TNTs on the left. It's mega precise. A little skip here again. Do that drop, go here. Easy skip every time. God damn it, night bat. Otherwise, this stage is really straightforward. There's not much to tell. That jump sucks. Dumb that I died to it. There we go. Little choke jump here. Not that big of a deal. Now some minecart sections. You get teleported into the minecart, by the way. Which looks kind of funny. Great death. Pretty good. This jump in particular is to kill a lot of runs. An issue is the spike sprites. Not the spike sprites, it's the screen scrolling. Makes it a little bit more awkward. A guy called ZebraGo made this. It's his only fan game he has ever made. I already talked about that, but it's really hard to comprehend how this is a first game of someone. Alright, another TNT screen. And as coincidence wants it to be, this has a massive choke jump towards the end. So dying here is super costly. This jump right here. Okay, good first try. More bets. We're coming up to a different gimmick soon, which we call the Minecraft gimmick. I think I've never died to that. I don't even know how I missed that bet. Alright, time for Minecraft. This is a really awkward screen for me because I jump with spacebar. But to use my mouse to destroy the blocks, I have to stretch out my hand to press left and right and jump at the same time. And I just died. That's a skip. It's a corner skip. Corners are pretty famously difficult. in these kind of games. Come on, it's not that hard. It's like first tryable every time. They're not bad. There we go. It probably didn't even save time anymore now. I'm gonna leave my cursor on the screen because I'm gonna need it again for the next one. Apologies for anyone that gets tilted by that. Triggered. Is this a joke? That has never happened either. I'm losing like 2 minutes on the split. Rip the run. Alright, more Minecraft. This one is much easier. Also, you can see the spikes through the blocks, so it's even if you're only your first playthrough, very unlikely to make a mistake. This game is actually so easy if you skip that save, but it would make the hand positions even more awkward to take that. It's a bit weird. Sometimes you have to click on a block like 5 times to destroy it, and sometimes it works first try. I don't know why how that happens. It's obnoxious. Alright. Boring. Oh, I went the wrong way. That's good. That's good. You're supposed to go up and then 3 times down, by the way. It's pretty much trial and error to figure that out for yourself. There's a hint on what you have to do, but it's so obscure no one ever finds out about it. Yeah, this run is dead. I'm surprised it was alive for this long, but now it's dead. I literally lost 2 minutes on this split. This is one of the easiest bosses in the game. People used to struggle with the quick kill a lot. I don't know why. This is like the easiest quick kill in the game. See? Easy every time. I had like 10 damage to spare before he did the attack where I can't damage him anymore. Gold. How did I get 3 boss golds in this run? Oh, all I like by a frame or something. Like, I got 3 golds and they probably don't even add up to 10 frames of gold. Alright, stage 10. This stage is ridiculously long, to the point where the splits are split up into 3 different splits. Whenever the music changes is when a new split begins. This is not Boshi. This is a game very similar to Boshi. You're not completely wrong. The first third, like 10-1, is basically just these mini fights, mini bosses, things. I never managed to kill both of them anymore. Like, you can kill both before they throw the second X, which saves a little bit of time. But kind of precise. Also Medusa heads, everyone's favorite enemy. I used to die to this a lot, I don't know. I suddenly stopped dying to it. I'm of course pretty happy about that, but it's weird. Also, the music is Serious Sam 2. For anyone wondering. The music choices in this game just fit so well. It really adds to the gameplay that the music is so good and fitting. Oh, this is the easiest part. I think I've never seen anyone die to this. Because you just do the same thing like 6 times. Can I two-cycle this guy? I've never two-cycled this guy. Not even sure if it's possible. He has like 2 HP left now. Might be possible to two-cycle him, but I don't think it has been done. That's most of 10-1 done. Now for the more difficult parts. Funny thing about this is when they spawn, you can just walk left or right, just dodge the water by default. I don't know if that is intended, but it's like a really easy way of dealing with this. And on we go. Swords that magically bounce off walls. It took me like 30 runs or something to notice that the swords actually bounce off the walls. Quote unquote bounce. Another dragon. This is pretty tough if you don't know the pattern. Once you get it down, it's very easy. You can also one-cycle this guy, presumably, but that hasn't been done either. Now for the last part of 10-1, which I'm ridiculously bad at. I'm like the only person that's bad at this. On people that have speedrun this, I'm literally the only person that is actually bad at this. I have gotten a lot better, luckily, but I used to always lose runs to this. For no reason. It's not even that hard. You just lead the bat around a little bit. The bat is the most annoying part. It moves so slowly that it's actually awkward. Good. Perfect. Perfect 10-1. I didn't even die once. That's good. It's really good. Goals. What is happening? Why am I getting all these goals? On a supposedly trashy marathon run. Alright. Probably the best platforming music in the game, hands down. On this screen you have to hit all the switches, while every block has a lot of spikes in it. Very easy to screw yourself over here. Yep, Super Meat Boy sauce. Whoever called that in chat way before it happened on stream. Baggins. Don't spoil. This jump is difficult. Never mind. This save used to be one of the hardest for me. Now for the choke percent of this run. I'm really bad at this screen. Once I was on PB pace once, and then I lost 2 minutes on this screen alone. Like 2 minutes just on this screen. This screen looks pretty confusing, but you get used to it. I think playing Boshi made me good at that, because Boshi has a lot of these screens where everything shakes and stuff. Wow, I barely made that. This is a deathless 10-1, 10-2 so far. Alright, buckle up kids, we're gonna be here for a while. So Sheila wants a shout out too. There you go. That's it from the shout outs, no more. Nice. Nice movement. Hitting switches is hard. The funny thing about it is that the only hard jump is like the one at the start, but you have to do like 5 times. You wish this had a death counter. I'm at, what, 91 death. Still deathless. But we're gonna die on the next screen for sure. The next screen is the hardest platforming screen in the game. That is something I thought I was gonna die to, but there we go. Nice. This is like the perfect 10-2 so far. As I say that, I start making mistakes again. Alright, choke jump time. I haven't died to this in so long. Oh, I tried to jinx it and it still didn't happen. And this screen has a pretty good skip. You can skip a wind cycle by doing this F jump. Wait. This is pretty much a gold if I don't mess up the next screen. Like, almost unbeatable gold. I've made like no big mistakes. I lost like 5 seconds to die here and there. Which is ridiculous for this game. In this you have to do the screens like top, bottom, middle, otherwise you can't get past it. And another mouse screen. This is obnoxiously easy, by the way. I don't even know why there's a save on this screen. I think it's impossible to die. Alright, let's see. 15-second gold, according to my splits. That's pretty ridiculous. I thought my gold was pretty good already. Apparently not. Alright, probably the most annoying part of the game, because the screen's scrolling. You don't even know how hard it is to focus on the platforming when the screen just keeps scrolling up and down with you. Probably makes this one of the most obnoxious parts of the game, actually. For anyone curious, I got 3 gold spins in a row just now. I think that's a bingo. Ah, this save is ridiculously bad. And it's all because of the scrolling screen. That's the only reason this save is hard, because this drop here. I'm pressing jump and I can't jump. Wow, I can't believe I made that jump. Nah, this is record pace. But very close. If I didn't screw up stage 9 as hard as I did, this would still be probably a PB. Like, stage 9 is the only thing that went absolutely terrible so far. And this part, when you shoot the switch, the pendulum efficiency changes, and that's not how you do that. I haven't died on this stage in a while. Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. I completely messed that up. And now the completely necessary auto-scroller before the final boss. Boss, why would you not have an auto-scroller close to the boss in a game? Reload there to make the platform go up a little bit. As I said, this game doesn't really have speed tricks. You can save a couple of seconds here and there by doing something unintentional, such. Yeah, and the final boss actually has a quick kill. It is extremely hard to get. It saves like 45 seconds. I haven't ever gotten it in a run and first read the rest of the boss, unfortunately. Oh, anyone can make it far in this game. It just takes a lot longer than it takes me. Tap, 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 tap. I hope you like the keyboard sounds. Oh, Witwix doesn't run this. Don't think he ever wants to. Alright, time for the final boss, which is Death. Your destiny is to kill Death. That's horrendous damage. He's gonna have like 5 HP left. 3 HP. So if I killed him, they will go to the next phase. I just died. That's pretty great. As pretty much every other boss in this game, it's super pattern heavy. It's not mega difficult to learn. This took me the longest by far of any boss in this game, because I really didn't like learning all this pattern. There's some RNG in this part, the green blocks. And that's the phase 1 done. Now we throw holy water instead of shooting bullets. That's why he only has 15 HP. But we have to hit him with holy water. Gets 3 damage there. Damage optimization is somewhat important for this part because you have to do a part at the end. Like, that goes on forever until you kill him. And I have no idea how to do that part. So I kinda have to quick kill him. He's dead, but we're not having time yet. There's still a little bit to come. 90 seconds of avoidance. Probably the most epic stuff you've ever heard and seen, if you don't know. I don't know how I survived that. That was not the strat. And fine. Wow. That was a really good run. I have no idea how I survived the ending, but I somehow did. Alright. Now the credits roll for a little bit with even more awesome music. And that was I Want to Find My Destiny. Very good run of it. I went super far underestimate. I hope people aren't too mad about that. Alright. Shout out to the Twitch team, the Wannabes, and everyone watching. I very much hope you enjoyed the run. I enjoyed it. Was very fun. Went better than I expected. If you like these kind of games, you should follow me and probably everyone else on the Wannabes team. Because we just play these games all day because they're so addicting. My death count is 104. I hoped I would get sub 100, but 10-3 was a little bit too bad. It's whatever. That's it from me. I guess I'm gonna get cut from the stream in a moment. More keyboard stuff being played. But yeah, have a nice day, enjoy the rest of DreamHack, and see ya at ESA in a month, if you want to watch ESA. I will be having a run there.